ibn Dithinna, he was a Sahabi, radiallahu anhu. The Quraysh didn't like it when people became Muslim. And they would fight to get someone to leave Islam. So they took Zayd outside of the Haram in Mecca, and they basically crucified him. And they cut off his nose, put out his eyes, cut off his limbs. Now imagine he's basically crucified now, face mutilated. And at the time, Abu Sufyan wasn't Muslim yet. And Abu Sufyan comes to Zayd in this state. He's been severely physically punished, tortured. And he says to Zayd, I ask you by Allah. And when the Arabs said, I ask you by Allah, they took it very seriously. Even before Islam, they wouldn't lie. He says to Zayd, Unashidukallah, I ask you by Allah, would you prefer to be home safe with your family and Muhammad be in your place? What did Zayd say? Ilayka anni ya Abu Sufyan. Wallahi, it's one of the most favorite things I've ever heard in my life. Because that's Arab for what? Step off. That's exactly what it means. Like we say in America, step off, fool. That's what it means. Ilayka anni ya Abu Sufyan. Get away from me, Abu Sufyan. Ilayka anni. I wouldn't want to be home safe with my family and the Prophet even have his foot struck with a thorn. Sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Yeah. You're sitting here with your face mutilated. You're crucified. And you wouldn't want the Prophet's foot to be poked? And Abu Sufyan said something very important. And some of the mufassir, some of the commentators say that this is when faith entered Abu Sufyan's heart. He said, Wallahi ma ra'aytu ahadan yuhibbu ahadan ka hubbi ashabi Muhammadin Muhammada. He said, Wallahi, I've never seen anybody love anybody like the companions of Muhammad love Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. And this is in Mecca. Now imagine the community progresses. They fall deeper in love with the Prophet all the time. Sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Thurban says he comes to the Prophet. He says, I was at home, Ya Rasulullah, thinking about with my family, thinking about life and thinking about death. And I thought about my life and your life and my death and your death. And then I thought about paradise. And I realized that if I go to paradise and you go to paradise, you're going to be in a higher place than me in paradise. And he said, Ya Rasulullah, if I can't be with you in paradise, I don't want to go to paradise. What kind of love is that? Like if I can't be with my beloved, I don't want to be in Jannah. SubhanAllah. And they're not making false claims. Fatima Zahra, radiyallahu anha wa ardaha, the dominant opinion is that her cause of death was longing for Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Sayyidina Abu Bakr as-Siddiq, radiyallahu anhu, after the Prophet died, you could, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, you could smell the scent of like burnt liver coming from Abu Bakr's insides because of how much he missed Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Ya'fur, the Prophet's donkey, we know his name, Ya'fur. Oh, that I was a hair on his back. Ya'fur threw himself in a well after the Prophet died because he didn't want anybody to ride him after Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Sayyidina Abdullah bin Zayd, they had a grove outside of Medina. And the Prophet passed away. His son came. He said, what's the news in Medina? He said, the Prophet has passed away. He said, Allah, take away my sight so I don't see anybody after my beloved Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And Allah took his sight away. These are real things that happened for the Sahaba. They really love Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam.